So what we want to talk to you today about is the grip. I believe it's the most important fundamental in the game of golf. So when I talk about the grip to you, I'm going to explain it in top hand and bottom hand instead of right and left-handed, just to help you left-handed golfers out there. So what we're looking for is I usually ask people just to stand neutral and let their arms hang. And you notice that my hand will face you with the knuckles facing out. And that's really what we're looking at you to do when you grip the club. You want the knuckles facing you. The key part to any grip is to make sure we get it down in your fingertips. Anything up in the palms, you'll lose a massive amount of distance. So I literally will lay it diagonally down in the base of my fingers. And what I'm looking for is, you can even do this little test. If I make a little hook with my index finger, I can actually hold the club and it doesn't fall out of my hand. If I try and run it up in the palm of my hand, guess what happens? The club falls every time. So it's a good little test for you just to make sure you've got your hand on right. So what I'm aiming for is down in the fingers, nice strong grip so you can see plenty of knuckles here. I make a V between my index finger and my thumb. I want to make sure that V points out beyond my right hand shoulder. It's basically called a strong grip. And that going to let you deliver lots of power, and it's going to help you get the club nice and square. May create a little bit of a draw, but we correct it with the right hand. So a couple little reminders for you. What I've done in the past with some of my students is basically take a Sharpie and I draw some lines down their glove. And that's just a reminder of how you want to lay the club diagonally, again into the palm. Again, you can hook it with your finger. Just a reminder for people, and I think it's very useful if someone's trying to do a grip change. How I learned to do the grip was with a yardstick. So when I was young, I had a wooden yardstick, and what they taught me to do is, again, you lay it across your fingers just like you would with a grip. You grip it so you still get the same V's, you can still see your knuckles, but it allows you to feel where square is. When you use a round grip, sometimes it's tough to feel where square is. You know, if I turn it a little bit, it's open, shut. And with this stick, you get a feel for where it is to get you back at square at impact. So with my top hand, again, you lay it down in the base of your fingers, you wrap it around, you want your thumb over on the right hand side of the stick. You want to create those V's pointing out beyond that shoulder. So when I put my bottom hand on, what I'm looking for is to get it square. So when it comes back to impact, it's square. And I believe also that's a very powerful move. So when you have a flexing and unflexing of the wrist, that's going to let you deliver a lot of power, and it's going to get the club face square. So I want that same square feeling when I create the grip. So again, you want it down in your fingers. You're going to wrap it around. This time you want your thumb to go all the way over to the left-hand side on the top. So you're going to create a fairly neutral V. So again, the V between my index fingers points straight up. So I've got a strong top hand. I've got a fairly neutral or a little bit strong bottom hand. And you can feel with that stick that it's easy to get back to square. And it's a really good reminder. You can walk around your house with it. Like if you're trying to do a grip change, it can take a long time to get to before it feels natural. And just by having something you can just get used to, carry it around your house 10 minutes a day, it's going to feel so much more natural when you go to grab a golf club. You're going to remember how to hold it, and then it becomes ingrained and automatic. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is the different styles of grip. There's an overlap grip where your bottom hand pinky kind of sits in between your knuckle on your top hand. There's the interlock, a little less common on the Pro Tour, but a couple guys you might have heard of, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, they've done the interlock grip. Personally, for most of my life, I did overlap, and about 6 months ago, I tried the interlock, and actually I've had a good success when I did the change. It actually allowed me to make my hands feel more like one unit, and I think I gained a little bit of distance when I did it. There's also the 10-finger grip. Not many players do that, especially not good ones. The problem I find with the 10-finger grip is it feels like your hands are separated. You'll see some guys when they grip the club, their hands are far apart. That's so hard to be consistent, and I bet you lose 40 yards on that swing. So what we're aiming for is to try and get your hands as close together as possible to make one unit. And what we're looking for is, you notice when my thumb on my top hand sits on the club, I'm completely burying that under the pad of my lower hand. And what that does is it gets my grips really tight together, so they're acting like one unit. And that's what we're after. We want your hands to feel like they work together. I want to mention a little bit about the different styles and sizes of grips, particularly sizes. When you go to a golf town, you buy a set of clubs, they're all one size grips. Doesn't matter if you have extra large hands, extra small hands, they sell you the same grip. It is so important to spend that little bit extra money and make the grips fit you. So this is a mid-size grip. It also has a alignment. It's like a raised portion in the back. And for me, it's really nice on the driver because I can lay that alignment bump right in the base of my knuckles. And it's just a really good reminder for me to get it nice and in the same spot every time. Not many grips have that, but it's a really nice reminder. A real key, I think, is so many grips are undersized in the bottom hand. So when you put your bottom hand down, it feels tiny and you lose control. So what I've always done with my own was I used to put extra rolls of layers of tape underneath to build up that bottom layer. And now a couple years ago, they've come out with less tapered grips. So they're actually bigger on the bottom hand. And I think that helps a lot of people. And the other side of this is a mid-size. So it's a couple hundredths bigger grip than normal. They also make undersized grips. My wife has tiny little hands. And if she tries to grip a regular club, it looks like she's holding a baseball bat. But by going smaller, she can get the proper grip. She can get her hands in the right position. So go to your club professional, do it yourself. Just make sure you get the right grip size for your hand size. I have a medium, large grip. I go to a mid-size grip on my clubs. I think it's really important. So guys, if you're interested in learning how to re-grip clubs, it's pretty simple. What I'd have you do is just put a comment down below. If we get enough interest, I'll make another video and show you how to change your own grips. I want to welcome you to the Golf Journal. I'm Jim Holland. The purpose of our channel is we're trying to help golfers get better. We're going to do a series of how-to improvements, find you some drills, the lifestyle of golf. We're going to do reviews on products. Hopefully when COVID-19 opens up, we're going to do some travel and show you around the world. But what's really important right now is we need you to hit the subscribe button down below. If you like our content and you want more, another one that helps is if you hit the bell notification. That time, every time we make a new video, you're going to get a notification of it. Another one that helps us is give us that thumbs up. We hope to see you soon.